Narayana Murthy's 70-hour workweek statement, a deep dive into health, happiness, and sustainability. Infosys co-founder NR Narayana Murthy recently made headlines with his suggestion that Indian youth should commit to working 70 hours per week to enhance India's global competitiveness. This statement has ignited a spirited debate across various platforms, from social media to professional forums, concerning not just economic productivity, but the broader implications on human capital, specifically health, happiness, and the sustainability of such work practices. The statement and its context. Narayana Murthy's call for a 70-hour workweek was framed with the intention of improving India's work productivity, which he described as among the lowest in the world. His perspective draws from historical examples where countries like Japan and Germany post-World War II used rigorous work schedules to rebuild their economies. Murthy's argument is that for India to catch up with rapidly developing nations, its workforce, particularly the youth, must embrace a similar level of dedication and hard work. However, this proposition extends beyond mere economic discourse. It touches on fundamental aspects of human life and societal health. Here's a deeper examination. Impact on health. Physical health. The health consequences of working such extended hours are well documented. Research from institutions like the International Labour Organization, ILO, suggests that working over 48 hours per week can lead to increased risks of cardiovascular diseases, obesity, and other chronic conditions. The Indian context, where already long working hours are common, adds another layer of concern. The daily grind of 70 hours could translate to 14-hour workdays, leaving little time for physical activity, proper nutrition, or sufficient rest, all of which are crucial for maintaining good health. Mental health. From a psychological standpoint, as you might emphasize with your background in psychology, such an intense work schedule can lead to burnout, severe stress, and mental health issues like depression and anxiety. The lack of personal time can also exacerbate feelings of loneliness and social isolation, which are detrimental to mental well-being. The narrative around work-life balance has been shifting globally, with more focus on mental health, and Murthy's suggestion seems to run counter to this trend, potentially leading to a generation of stressed, overworked young professionals. Happiness and well-being. Happiness isn't solely derived from economic success, but from a balanced life, where one can enjoy personal fulfillment, relationships, and leisure. The quality of life for Indian youth could significantly deteriorate with such long hours. Happiness indices often correlate with time spent on personal interests, family, and community rather than just work. The idea that one can find joy solely through work might overlook the human need for varied experiences and rest, which are essential for a sense of happiness and life satisfaction. Sustainable work practices. Productivity versus hours worked. There's a compelling argument that productivity isn't a linear function of hours worked. Beyond a certain point, additional hours lead to diminishing returns due to fatigue, decreased focus, and reduced creativity. Modern productivity theories advocate for efficient work practices, skill enhancement, and technology leverage rather than merely extending work hours. This perspective is echoed in critiques from Indian business leaders and academics who argue for innovation and efficiency over just hard labor. Cultural and societal shifts. Murthy's statement also opens a dialogue on what kind of work culture India should cultivate. While discipline and hard work are virtues, they must be balanced with practices that ensure long-term sustainability. The cultural shift proposed needs to consider how it aligns with global trends towards flexible work arrangements, remote working, and the right to disconnect, which are becoming benchmarks for modern workplaces. Future of work. Looking forward, the future of work in India and globally seems to be moving towards more humane practices that recognize the human aspect of work. This includes not just economic output, but also the creation of environments where people can thrive, innovate, and maintain a high quality of life. The youth, being the future workforce, need to be nurtured in a way that they can lead this change rather than being exhausted by it. Conclusion. While Narayana Murthy's intentions might be rooted in a desire to see India progress rapidly, the implications of his 70-hour workweek suggestion are multifaceted. The discourse should not only focus on boosting economic metrics but also on safeguarding and enhancing human capital through health, happiness, and sustainable work practices. As India stands at the cusp of becoming a global economic powerhouse, it's vital to craft a work culture that doesn't sacrifice the well-being of its youth on the altar of productivity. The challenge lies in finding a balance where economic aspirations meet human needs, ensuring that the drive for success does not come at the irreversible cost of personal health and societal well-being. This debate, sparked by Murthy's statement, serves as a critical moment for reflection on what kind of society India wants to build for its future generations. It's not just about working harder but working smarter, with a keen eye on the long-term impacts on individuals and society as a whole.